welcome. My name is Sarah and the host of this channel. I do all things healing, alchemy, individualism, and spiritualism. Healing through the holistic way. Today's conversation will be surrounding the feminine energy. I was going to do a video on the Empress, which is a tarot card deck and esoteric symbols, but I just thought that's very masculine of me. How about I just do a laid back in the sun, in nature, stimulate a conversation within the community? 'Cause that's what the feminine is all about. It's about nurturing, it's about being receptive, intuition, creativity, all things creation. In the 3 Waves of the Volunteers by Dolores, a hypnotherapist, and she speaks to source, etc., etc. There was a chapter where it was saying that no time than now has there ever been so many people reincarnating as the feminine. That's because the feminine creates and it does not destroy what it took so much time nurturing. And from my experiences with psychedelics, I have seen the earth as this very dense place that is so masculine, or should I say wounded masculine, sorry. And its influence on how this world is currently navigating itself with greed, whatever, all the lower frequencies. Femininity will bring nature back because that's what nature is, that's what the universe is. It's feminine, it's all about creation. So for us to restore Earth's current heart center frequency, we will need to have more feminine females awakening. And I have seen that as the missing piece for a long time. I think we've tried to make a big stride forward when it comes to like self-love and soft life, all that extra stuff that people are doing to come back to their femininity, but we keep missing the point. And the point is, it's not about the lifestyle, it is not about the outward outlook on how you see a man or how you go about this world. It's not about being selfish and only putting you first. It's about how centered are you, how aligned are you, how open is your heart chakra, how intuitive are you to your own guidance, how connected are you. And all of our chakras have their own powers. The feminine is at the heart the spiritual holder. We are naturally more spiritual than a masculine figure. The masculine has to stride, has to fight, has to discipline themselves to get to a spiritual ascension, but the feminine is already there. It is our natural state. But unfortunately, in the matrix, in the current vibration that we're at, in the density of Earth, there's no strong system for the feminine. Nobody really knows what the feminine is. And the ones that experience femininity usually, I haven't seen it fully displayed apart from the odd man that's managed to figure out what femininity is and they share about it. But the feminine females usually aren't out there. You won't really know. They're a lot more receptive. So there isn't a guide for us females on how to be feminine. And I'm not saying that just because you're female you have to be feminine, because femininity is an energy. A man can also hold femininity. But I'm saying as females, we naturally have that capacity to hold a spiritual comprehension a lot easier than a man, because we are natural holders of femininity. But it's not to say that men can't be feminine either. And to be honest, to be spiritual is to be feminine, right? Because you're connecting with the intuition, and that's your guidance, and that is very much receptive, very subconscious, very much laid back and being the observant. One technique that I really go by is fasting. If you've ever fasted or put yourself in a position of controlling the egoic body, I've not got a problem with the ego. Like I said, the duality of life. There's no such thing as right or wrong, unfortunately, as crazy as that sounds. There is no right or wrong. It's everything that makes sense to you, and every bad is not a bad. Every negative is not a negative. Negatives are catalysts to get us to where we need to go on this planet. We see greed, we see people killing people. Yes, it's not the greatest experience at all, but it helps us realize it's wrong, and it gets us to the light, which is where we need to go. So, a different perspective on that. But the feminine, through fasting, realizes that she doesn't have to act on what everything around her is saying. She doesn't have to decide. So it's more like the intellectual calms down, the body calms down. It doesn't do rash decisions because, one, it doesn't have the energy because you're fasting, and two, the intellectual mind also needs a lot of food for it to, ruminate and be excessive. So when you're fasting, you're also cutting that down. So you're left with the heart center, which will either be overstimulated, so you might have a lot of instability during the fast, or you might experience a lot of clarity. And this slowing down of the body actually is an acceleration of vibration, which is the feminine. Again, like I said, a healthy feminine is a high vibration. It is a state that we all need to be in. The masculine is here, and it's important, and it is the container, in my opinion. It is the one that helps us navigate through this world. I had to move because the sun keeps disappearing. During the fast also, you're going to realize that the sun literally feeds you. Your body still makes water as well. So how much of what we eat is actually what we need? But I was saying, when you go on this fast, I would recommend a 3-day dry fast, because drinking water actually makes you hungry. So a dry fast is pretty good. You will feel very weak after, so honestly, in my opinion, you need a lot of discipline, spiritual discipline, because I did the fast, 3-day dry fast, and I was vegan beforehand. Look, there's bugs all over me. Did you see that? That's so cute. Oh, it flew off. So what I was saying was that I was vegan beforehand, and I still managed to feel very weak by the end, and I just didn't even handle the aftermath very well. Meditation. Do some heart center meditations, because they allow you to open up and tap into that intuitive energy, which is straight from your higher self, your ancestors, everybody that's supposed to be guiding you. Sorry, nature's distracting me. Nature, by the way, needs attention, okay? If you want to embody femininity, pay attention to nature and see how slowly and how effortlessly things just move around. And that's literally how the feminine is supposed to be. This is why we also need the masculine, because the feminine on its own, amazing, but we still live on Earth, okay? We're not out there yet. We're not in space, in a different universe. But yeah, like I said, femininity and masculine energy is embodied by both genders, and there is such things as other universes where there is no female or male. It's just both energies exist within a body, which is the same here, right? So all I'm saying is, for Earth to get better, for us to raise the vibration, a lot of us need to tap into actual feminine energy, which is intuitive, it's nurturing, it's heart center, it's understanding, it's realizing everything is you and you shouldn't want to destroy it. And it all starts with self-love, because if you don't love yourself, of course you're going to want to destroy the rest of the world. Femininity is ruled by Venus. Venus is all about luxury, abundance, blah blah blah, all these external things that Venus has been attached to. But Venus at heart is all about beauty, and it's more like expansion, really. It's like Jupiter, because it doesn't see an end to creation. You can have all the abundance you want. Element water. Water flows, water carries energy, so be careful with what energies, and it has to be pure. Purification is very, very important for the feminine, because we hold the energy and we multiply it. If we want to hold the feminine, understand you don't chase. I know that's like such a like a today's saying, but it doesn't chase. When you do the fast, you're gonna realize you're not about chasing. You're about receiving. You're about introspection. You are actually okay with the now. Energy flows where you want it to go with creation. Don't put your water in a place of doubt or overthinking or bodily functions, as in overdoing your sexual desires. Rather that you use that energy to create with the higher chakras. You will get to the heart chakra and experience ecstasy at the crown. I don't know what else I've left out. All I'm saying is, women, we need to wake up and realize that spirituality is literally our foundation and it is our base. When I say purity, it is not about completely denying our sensuality, because sensuality is ours. It makes us so magical. Sensuality, though, does mean that you are very sensual with everything. It is not just about your sexual energy. It is about your eyes. When you see, are you sensual with your eyes? Are you, by that I just mean, like, do you appreciate every color you see? Can you notice the changes of shades? Can you hear and actually appreciate every melody, every sound, every voice? Can you taste every bit of anything that you like to eat? Can you touch the textures? Can you actually touch your own skin and realize, wow, like, this is my own skin? And can you smell? You know, that's what being sensual is about. It's just being so in touch with your body's experience. Hence why when it comes to alchemy, white alchemy, which is sexual transmutation process, are you being sensual with that? And that is going, slow and all that stuff, making sure you can feel everything. The faster you go, the less you feel. So that's just a point I should mention. Also, with purity, it's not about not doing. Sexual alchemy is actually the best way of stimulating energy for creation. We make kids with that, right? But you don't want to be mixing with someone that has trauma or is dealing with things. You don't want to be ignoring your intuition and just listening and obeying your body. Make sure that your heart comes first. Your intuition line comes first. Your water stays pure within your own intentions. There's no restrictions. There's no right or wrong. I just want you to know what is good for you intuitively. And you can go from there. But yeah, I suggest fasting and meditation if you want to experience the feminine and heart chakra meditations, by the way. I hope this was a good video for you to have a bit of an introduction to femininity. I think it's so vital that femininity awakens. Because as soon as our females are feminine, or even our men, we will nurture the world the way it was supposed to be nurtured. Like everything is our child. Okay, I'm gonna go now because the sun wants to leave me again. But like and subscribe, and I will be making more frequent videos because I'm really tapping into this healing energy that's going on right now. So, au revoir.